Every morning when you wake up, you step into the ring. But the opponent waiting on the other side is not your boss, not your competition, not the people who doubt you. It is you, the weaker you, the tired you, the lazy you, the doubting you. This is not about the world holding you back. This is about whether you will keep holding yourself back. The real fight of life is not you versus them. It has always been you versus you. When people think of competition, they often imagine it as a battle against others. They think of winning a race, beating a rival, or proving someone else wrong. But the truth is, the greatest competition you will ever face is not standing across from you. It is not sitting in the same room. It is not out there in the world. The real competition is staring back at you in the mirror. The one person who can either unlock your greatness or keep you trapped in mediocrity is you. The reality is that most people spend too much of their energy comparing themselves to others. They scroll through social media, they look at the lives of friends, colleagues, or strangers, and they measure their own worth by what they see outside. But that is not the true game. You were not born to live someone else's life. You were not born to copy their steps or to walk their path. You were born to surpass the version of yourself that existed yesterday. Your only true opponent is the person you were before. Think about it. Every day you wake up, you are presented with two choices. You can remain the same, or you can rise. You can stay in the comfort of who you were yesterday, or you can demand more from yourself today. Yesterday's version of you may have been hesitant, unsure, or tired, but today's version of you can choose strength, clarity, and action. Yesterday's version of you may have quit early, but today's version of you can keep pushing until the finish. That is the essence of you versus you. It is a battle that never ends because growth never ends. When you understand that your competition is yourself, your perspective changes. You no longer chase validation. You no longer waste time measuring your progress against someone else's timeline. Instead, you begin to ask better questions. Am I stronger than I was yesterday? Am I more focused than I was yesterday? Am I more disciplined, more committed, more courageous than I was yesterday? The moment you start living with those questions, you begin to unlock a power that comparison can never give you. This battle against yourself is not fought once. It is fought every single day. Every morning, you must challenge yourself to wake up earlier, to work harder, to think sharper. Every decision becomes, do you hit the snooze button or do you rise and face the day? Do you choose the distraction or do you focus on the task that matters? You once gave up. Each of these decisions decides whether the older version of you stays in control or whether the stronger version of you takes over. Your potential is not unlocked by defeating other people. Your potential is unlocked by defeating the doubts, the fears, the laziness, and the hesitation that live inside of you. That is why the most powerful victory you can ever achieve is not standing taller than others. It is standing taller than the person you used to be. Every person carries within them two powerful forces: the force that drives them forward and the force that holds them back. The force that holds you back often comes in the quietest and most convincing form. Your excuses. They whisper into your mind with words that sound reasonable, even comforting. I am tired. I will start tomorrow. It is too difficult. I do not have enough time. These are not just words. They are walls. They are invisible barriers built within your mind. And if you do not destroy them, they will keep you locked away from your true potential. Excuses are seductive because they protect comfort. They allow you to avoid pain, effort, and responsibility. They let you feel safe in the moment, but safety in the moment becomes regret in the future. Excuses may shield you for a short while, but they also suffocate your growth. You cannot grow while holding on to the same reasons that have kept you in place for so long. Growth requires sacrifice, and one of the greatest sacrifices you must make is giving up the habit of excusing yourself. Look closely at every great achievement in history, every success story, every breakthrough. Behind all of them is someone who decided to stop making excuses. They refused to let "I cannot" rule their life. They refused to allow circumstances to dictate their direction. They chose growth over comfort, discipline over delay, and commitment over hesitation. The people who rise are not those who never feel doubt or fear, but those who refuse to give their excuses more power than their dreams. The truth is simple. You cannot keep both. You cannot carry your excuses and your growth at the same time. They cannot live together. One must die so that the other can live. If you continue to feed your excuses, your growth will starve. If you continue to nurture your growth, your excuses will vanish. The choice is always in your hands. Every day you are faced with small tests. Do you push yourself when you feel tired, or do you give in and sit back? Do you step forward or do you allow fear to build a reason for you not to try? Do you finish what you started, or do you find a way to justify quitting halfway? These moments might seem small, but they shape your destiny. Because each time you allow an excuse to win, you give more power to your weaker self. And each time you choose growth, instead, you claim another victory in the battle of you versus you. Excuses will always try to sound convincing. They will always sound logical, even protective. But the truth is, they are lies that keep you trapped in the same cycle. Growth is waiting on the other side of those lies. The question is, will you continue to defend your excuses, or will you step into your growth? When people speak of success, they often mention talent, luck, or opportunity. These elements may play a part, but they are never the deciding factors. The true separator, the force that determines who rises and who remains stagnant, is discipline. Discipline is the silent warrior within you. It is the ability to do what must be done even when you do not feel like doing it. It is the inner strength to honor your commitments, to follow through on your promises, and to push forward in the face of difficulty. Discipline is the weapon that wins the battle of you versus you. Talent without discipline is wasted potential. Opportunity without discipline is a missed chance. Dreams without discipline remain fantasy. You can have every gift, every idea, and every plan, but without the discipline to take consistent action, they will never come alive. Discipline is not glamorous. It does not attract applause, but it builds the foundation upon which greatness is constructed. Think about the daily choices you make. Discipline is present in every one of them. It is in the decision to rise when the alarm rings, instead of pressing it again. It is in the decision to focus on the task that matters, instead of chasing distractions. It is in the decision to keep going when your body and mind beg you to stop. These small choices may feel insignificant in the moment, but they are the true battleground where your weaker self and your stronger self collide. Each choice becomes a vote for who you are becoming. Discipline demands consistency. It is not something you practice once in a while. It is something you practice every day, especially when the excitement is gone. Motivation may get you started, but it will fade. Inspiration may give you energy, but it will pass. Discipline is what remains when the spark is gone, and it is what keeps you moving forward, regardless of how you feel. That is why discipline is the deciding factor. It does not bend to moods. It does not depend on circumstances. It does not wait for the perfect time. It acts, it follows through, it wins. Now, in the battle of you versus you, discipline is the force that silences excuses, that destroys laziness, and that conquers doubt. Without you surrender to the weaker version of yourself. With it, you strengthen the version of yourself that is capable of achieving greatness. Every rep in the gym, every hour of focused work, every choice to continue when quitting is easier, these are acts of discipline. They may seem small today, but they build a future that is stronger, sharper, and greater than the one you would have if you let the weaker self win. Discipline does not shout loudly, but its results speak for a lifetime. The victories of discipline are not always immediate, but they are permanent. It is the key that unlocks every door of progress, and it is the deciding factor that determines which version of you will dominate. Many people believe that victory is measured by trophies, applause, or recognition from others. They see success as something external, something placed in their hands by the world. But the truest form of victory is not about proving yourself to others. It is about becoming who you were meant to be. The real battle is within you, and the greatest reward is the transformation that happens when you rise above the weaker version of yourself. When you think about victory, do not imagine a finish line or a medal. Imagine the stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself, waiting on the other side of discipline and effort. That version of you is your true reward. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, every excuse you destroy, they are not just battles you win. They are steps that bring you closer to the person you were created to become. The beauty of this battle is that it is deeply personal. No one else can define your victory because no one else carries your potential, your dreams, or your purpose. Victory is not about being better than someone else. It is about being better than you were yesterday. It is about living in alignment with the greatness that already exists inside you and refusing to settle for anything less. Each time you choose effort over comfort, you shape your character. Each time you continue, when quitting feels easier, you strengthen your spirit. Each time you step forward, despite fear, you build the courage that transforms your identity. These choices may feel small, but together they create the foundation of victory. You begin to see yourself differently. You begin to trust yourself more deeply. You begin to believe that you are capable of far more than you once imagined. Victory is not perfection. Perfection is a false standard that keeps people stuck. True victory is progress. It is the daily decision to climb higher, even if the steps are small. It is the commitment to never allow yesterday's limits to define today's possibilities. The reward is not in appearing flawless to others, but in knowing you are walking closer to your potential. With every decision you make, this battle of you versus you will not end in a single day. It is lifelong because growth never stops. But every act of courage, every moment of discipline, every sacrifice of excuses brings you closer to the person you were meant to be. That is the essence of victory. It is not the applause of others that matters. It is the transformation of the self. The true victory is to look at yourself and know you did not waste the chance to live as the strongest, highest, and greatest version of who you are. The greatest fight you will ever face is not against the world, not against rivals, and not against those who doubt you. Greatest fight is within you. It is the battle between the person you are and the person you are capable of becoming. Each day gives you a choice: remain the same or rise higher. The mirror does not lie. It shows you both the weakness that holds you back and the strength that waits to be awakened. Victory is not found in proving others wrong. Victory is found in proving yourself right. It is in silencing the voice of excuses, in choosing discipline over delay, in stepping forward when fear demands you step back. Every decision becomes a weapon in the battle of you versus you. Remember this truth: no one can fight this battle for you. No one can carry the weight of your growth. No one can live the life that belongs to you. The responsibility is yours, and the reward is yours. When you defeat the weaker self, you unlock the stronger self. When you conquer doubt, you awaken courage. When you rise above excuses, you create transformation. That is the meaning of true victory. It is not applause. It is not trophies. It is not recognition. True victory is becoming the person you were always meant to be.